Alright, this video is on metric conversions, which they're just like dimensional analysis, but it's dealing only with metric units. And so you have a table in your notes of all of the metric prefixes that we'll use in class, and then also this column is going to be really important for you because it tells you the conversion factor. It uses grams as the example, but you could substitute this in for any base unit, and then the prefixes would be the same. Okay, so we'll use this to do a few problems from your math practice packet. This is number 8. We'll just go through a few of these here, see how much time we have, starting with 8a, which is 3.614 milligrams, converting that to grams. So again, this is just like dimensional analysis. We want to convert to grams, and we're starting with a different unit, milligrams. So we're going to start with milligrams here, and in order to convert to grams, we're going to use some conversion factor. And to get that conversion factor, you either know how many milligrams are in a gram, or you can use your sheet. You will not be able to use this on a test, so you do have to memorize this eventually, but you can use this to do your practice packet. But you find milli for milligram here, and the conversion is that 1 gram is equal to 1,000 milligrams. Okay, so we're going to use that conversion in our dimensional analysis, in our conversion here. So this says 1 gram is equal to 1,000 milligrams. Milligrams needs to go on the bottom because here it's in the top, and we need those units to cancel. So 1,000 milligrams is equal to 1 gram. Our milligrams cancel. We're left with grams, and that's what the question's asking us for. So the setup here is done, and now we just need to type this into the calculator. So we get 3.614 divided by, because that's in the bottom. Remember, anything in the bottom you'll divide 1,000, and we get this number. And the number of significant figures again has to match the number. So we have 4 sig figs. We have 4 sig figs, so that looks good. 0.03614 units of grams. Or you could also write this in scientific notation if you wish. And the way you can easily do that on your calculator, remember, is to do the second function and then the number 5. That will switch it to scientific notation. So if you wrote 3.614 times 10 to the negative 3 grams, that is also correct. Either answer is acceptable. So remember that negative 3 there means times 10 to the negative 3. Okay. Next one, 760 grams equals how many kilograms? So we'll start with 760 grams. We need some conversion factor that relates grams and kilograms. And here's kilo. So 1,000 grams are in a kilogram. So grams are smaller, so you have a bunch of those, 1,000 of those to make up 1 kilogram. So we'll use that relationship to fill out our conversion. So in this case, we have grams needs to go on the bottom, and kilogram goes on top. Grams cancel. Again, very similar calculation here. So 760 divided by, since it's in the bottom, 0.76 kilograms. Sig figs, 2 sig figs here, 2 sig figs here. That looks good. That's your answer for that one. And we'll do one more, maybe kind of a trickier one. Part C has 14.4 micrometers equals how many millimeters? So we'll start with micrometers. And in order, when you're showing work for this conversion, the easiest way to do this as you're going from micrometers to millimeters is to go always to convert first to the base unit. So, because you have this chart that has everything with relation to the base unit. So if you find micro, which is right here, and then you have that relationship here, 1 gram, or in this case 1 meter, is equal to 10 to the 6 micrometers, then you can use that relationship to first convert micrometers to meters. So 10 to the 6th micrometers make up 1 meter. Okay, so that's not the end. We still need to convert to millimeters, but that gets us to the base unit, which it's easier to work from there. So micrometers cancel. We still need to go one more step though to convert meters to millimeters. So that's going to be another relationship. Here's milli, and the relationship is 1 gram is equal to, or 1 meter in this case, is equal to 1,000 millimeters. So then we'll have 1 meter is equal to 1,000 millimeters. And remember that the way you set that up is just because of the units needing to cancel. So we put meters on the bottom because we needed it to cancel with the meters on top in the previous conversion factor. So now we're left with millimeters on the top, which is what we wanted. So that's good. And we can stop because we have the units we want. And now we just need to calculate this. And there's a couple different ways you could type this part into the calculator. So if you want to use the exponent button, you can do that by typing 14.4. This is in the bottom, so you want to divide. So you'll do divided by, and this is one way you can do it, 10 exponent button to the power of 6, and then times 1,000, because that's in the top. We want to do this all in one calculation, equals this number here, 0.0144, has 3 sig figs, which is how many this number had, so that's good. And that's millimeters. So that is the answer, but let me show you another way you could do it by using the EE button, because we've been using that in class. So you can use that, but just keep in mind that EE means times 10 to the. So if you're typing this calculation here, you do 14.4 divided by, this is already 10 to the something. So if you were going to do EE, which means times 10 to the, you just type 1. EE means times 10 to the, and this is the power of 6. And then you would also need to do multiply by 1,000, gives us the same answer. Okay, so you have a few different options how to type that into the calculator. If you have another way to do that, you can ask me if it works, or just check to make sure your answer is the same. But a few different ways you can use your calculator to help you solve that problem. So those are metric conversions, pretty much the same as dimensional analysis. You're using conversion factors, but it's just with metric prefixes and just using metric conversions.